So Skibidi Toilet is officially dead, at least according to the original creator, who has officially lost control of the series to one of Michael Bay's production companies, Invisible Narratives. Now, this situation is just completely interesting, right? According to who you ask, this might be good news, this might be bad news, right? One of the biggest brain rot trends of the last few years is pretty much dying, right? Now, this tweet right here is going viral from this guy, Elite Blue Guy, saying the YouTuber Boom has lost creative control over Skibidi Toilet and his YouTube channel by the company Invisible Narratives. He was sent threats about his payments, upload schedule, and a very strict NDA. Invisible are the ones who actually probably striked Gary's mod. In the entire situation, like the crazy part about this is Skibidi Toilet was meant to be like this humongous thing. Once it got sold to Invisible Narratives, again, a Michael Bay company, it was meant to have a film. It has gotten skins in Fortnite. It's gotten toys, Funko Pops, right? So it went from this really interesting niche cringe brain rot that was kind of going viral on YouTube to basically its entire brand, which is based off of a Gary's mod model put inside of a toilet, and it kind of pops up and goes like this. And somehow that's caused an entire brain rot evolution. Now, the next tweet that went viral says to follow, the company themselves also don't understand how to make Skibidi Toilet as popular, which is why Skibidi Toilet is dying now. Def Boom says, I'm not being paid out anything, and is also not given any info what the company is doing to his series he made. And this is like another great example of one of those things where, even though I think Skibidi Toilet's stupid, I think the premise is stupid, I think the era of brain rot where kids literally see a head popping out of a toilet, shaking it around, and they freak out and give it millions of views is insane. It's an example of a billion-dollar company, a humongous rich corporation buying something and just completely killing it. And it's not even like their fault, right? I'm sure they have a lot of geniuses behind the scenes, a lot of people on the team. Again, Michael Bay, the guy who made a lot of Transformers movies, whether you like them or not, I think they're pretty entertaining and a big part of my childhood, somehow ruined something like Skibidi Toilet, which I think just goes to show that it was never meant to be anything more than just YouTube brain rot. His next tweet says, following on, the company was also the one who striked Gary's mod. These are the leaked screenshots of the F-Boom allegedly talking about Invisible Studios. Now, what we have here are these screenshots where you can kind of tell that this guy's under an NDA of some sort because he can't really get into details of what exactly he's talking about, but he's trying to like reassure one of his friends that he's not meaning to be distant because of just the friendship ending or anything. It's just due to the NDA, due to not being able to talk. Sup, bro? I feel like you feel bad recently. I hope it's not because of me. There are many things I go through that can't share, unfortunately, but I promise you I'm not neglecting your friendship. I may not always respond. I do not ignore. Don't feel bad about it ever, man. It's not related to moving countries. That is not confidential info. I honestly have no idea when the next episode will come out. This is very confidential. But the way things are going, I'm unable to work on it the way I wanted to. The mood is not good, in particular related to work on Skibidi Toilet. All of that has come to me were not foreseen before when I made promises. Some things are happening just now, and yet I can't even tell under real circumstances what is happening. When the whole future of Skibidi Toilet, my future, all of that at stake, it's the most serious it ever was. It's awful seeing that I can't share reasons and that people going mad and disappointed. I have insane amount of urge to tell, and I stop myself every time. This has to be the way it is now. I'd recommend you to keep your audience entertained, to start analyzing and going through fan mades as well. I really want only good for you and your channel, and it's a shame I can't help much right now. You could let people know that I was moving and didn't spend time on the computer at all. Now, what we see here is a guy who seems to be pretty passionate about Skibidi Toilet. Again, I'm not a fan of it. I think it's stupid brain rot. But it seems there is a fan base out there, and it seems like this guy who turned a Gary's mod head inside of a toilet into a large project that lots of children, and I'm guessing young adults, enjoy. He's pretty passionate about this, and everything that he's built and worked on is completely being destroyed by Michael Bay's company. They're basically not letting him work on it the way that he wants to. He's not letting him do the things he wants to with the thing he built. And that's very unfortunate. That's very sad news because this guy genuinely seems pretty nice. Like, he doesn't seem like a bad guy. He doesn't seem like a guy who was just trying to make a quick buck. More like a guy who was trying to take something he really enjoyed making and turn it into a passion project and try to further it, not realizing what happens once the rich people get their hands on it, right? Now, apparently back in July of last year, somebody on DF Boom's behalf sent a copyright strike, sent a DMCA copyright notice to Garry's Mod, aka Valve, the people who made Garry's Mod, over the little head thing inside of the toilet, which is pretty bad, as you can tell, because he took that from Garry's Mod. And this is kind of why it's important, why you shouldn't take an asset from another project, from another game, and then turn it into its own thing, because you're going to end up in a situation like that, which is why you might notice in like toys, the Fortnite skin, they changed how the model looks. Yeah, because it was like a big copyright deal. Either way, Blue Guy ended up asking him back in February of this year how he's doing, right? How he's holding up. He says, nothing is okay. I'm this close to crashing out. Problem is not with people wanting episodes in the MF that striked, again, the DMCA to Valve. That's all not things that just weighed down. Problem is people who I work with and who they are. I'm feeling like I'm being scammed, lied to, paranoid all the time. It's the way they talk, the way they treat things, their prices, their actual means and possibilities. I feel trapped and I hate that feeling. And people I looked up to in the past are actually people I don't want to work with. It's the closest people in business and around that affect the most, not enemies, not fans whose patience is incredible. It's not like I never had these convos with him. It's like talking to a wall. Absolutely useless. Just no hope with him. Again, another example. This guy's project got bought and they basically want to take him out of it. And then they're confused. And they wonder why they're not having the same level of success as they did when he was the one helping to create these things. And back in June 6th, he pretty much announced he had no help in the movie and he has no idea if the Skibidi Toilet movie is even going to come out, which, hey, if it doesn't, who knows? We might miss peak cinema. You know, we all thought Minecraft movie was going to suck, but who knows? I'm very disappointed and upset recently, bros. I feel like the movie's not being made. At least I have not received any updates on it. I've not seen any previsions. We're not involved in discussing any details. Nothing. There's also a more recent idea to make sort of short projects on their end, kind of collab, and this idea is in some sort of stage, at least for half a year now. It's like no one is working, or at least no one is transparent about it. I'm completely isolated from process, no concepts, no updates. Something imprecise and blurry was described on the phone about it. I see bits of scripts and that's it. I feel like a fool. My hope is dying with immense speed now. And again, this whole thing is just very sad. Like, I feel bad for this guy. I genuinely do. He turned a Garry's Mod project, a Garry's Mod model, into an entire fan thing. And he ended up partnering with a company because he wanted the best for the project. And they basically cut him out of it and then killed the franchise. They killed all of it. As you can see, there hasn't been any updates for a year, or at least related to this movie, at least related to making the show do better and keep producing the Skibidi Toilet content. And this guy has no way to change that, right? Because he signed the contract. He signed the property over it. And I think the worst part of all of this is this guy has basically admitted he is broke. Despite making hundreds of these Skibidi videos and having hundreds of millions of views on them, he's somehow broke. Not sure if maybe they took a cut or somehow money was lost. But this guy says, what did you do? You have to save. Nothing. I'm not being paid out anything. So they bought this guy's property. They bought this guy's ideas, his content, and they're not paying him for it, right? I know that you can retire happily. I can't. I'm almost broke. That's very sad, right? The whole point of this video was to kind of make fun of Skibidi Toilet and how it's finally dead. Michael Bay bought it, dug its grave just to throw it in there and then leave it. But he also happened to destroy this creator, right? This creator has no money. He's broke. He's not receiving any royalties, any ad revenue from the situation. A lot of people are joking. They're like, yes, Skibidi Toilet, the brain rot is finally dead. But as a creator, I feel bad. I feel bad for someone who created something that, even though I'm not a fan of, even though I think it's silly, I think that basically borrowing a Gmod character and then turning it into a $1 million franchise is insane, but it's 2025 and it clearly worked. And now it's not working. Skibidi Toilet is dead. At least until Michael Bay and his team figure out what the heck they're doing. And hopefully they can make amends with this original creator, because even if you don't like Skibidi Toilet, you can probably agree that the original creator of something should be treated fairly in the process of developing something else. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Goodbye.